If you've ever wondered what treatment could you offer at your med spa that would really separate you from your local competition, really make you stand out, in fact, even be first to your local market. Because these days it's really harder than ever to differentiate your med spa from a treatment menu perspective, right? That's what we're focusing on today. Because everyone has the same offerings: microneedling, RF microneedling, IPL, fat reduction, laser hair removal. The list is long, right? And they're all great treatments, all important treatments to your treatment menu. And if you have a good number of those treatments I just mentioned, and you're ready to add more, but you don't want to add just any treatment. It has to check all the boxes. What are those boxes, right? Of course, it's got to be safe. First and foremost, it's got to be safe, of course. That's a given. It's got to get amazing results for your patients. It's got to make your med spa money. Plus, why not differentiate you from other med spas in your local market? Heck yes, right? Who wouldn't want that? Type yes, that's me. I want that in the chat or comment box if that is what you are looking for in your med spa. Yes, we're getting a lot of that, right, from people watching. That's what I want for my med spa. Because wouldn't it be nice if you weren't competing for the same pool of patients of just low ticket treatment plans? Well, guys, today I'm super excited because I have a special guest, John Elliott of Alma Lasers, a true med spa device expert with us. And we are going to dive into first to market med spa technologies that really is going to differentiate your med spa's treatment menu from your competition. Hi, John.
Hi, happy to be on. This is exciting.
Awesome. Well, first, I just want to say I love me some Alma devices. And I'm just curious, for those watching, let us know if you currently have an Alma device. Tell us in the comment section what you have or what you may have considered in the future. Diamond Accelerator, we've done some amazing marketing campaigns for Alma devices. Your Harmony, specifically your Clear Lift, is an amazing low barrier of entry point that drives a ton of new patients. Your Soprano, oh man, and we have a killer laser hair removal campaign that we do for clients. And I really love the video creatives on your carbon peel. So just amazing. In fact, if you love Alma devices as much as I do, give me a thumbs up and hearts, show some love for Alma. But today specifically, we are going to be focusing on first to market med spa technologies that can differentiate your treatment menu from your competition. So John, I would really love for you to take it away. Hit me with the good stuff of what med spas really should be looking for when it comes to first to market med spa technologies.
Excellent. I appreciate that, Caitlin. Thank you. Well, I think I would first want to just give a little history of Alma. I've been in this space for a long time. I know you have as well, Caitlin. I have worked for another very large company, but what attracted me to Alma was that they're really a research and development company. Why that matters to anybody is that, you know, you want to work with a company that spends a lot of money on coming up with efficacious treatments. That's the marketplace. You know, we have all the Me Too devices, hair removal, IPL platform devices, CO2. We have all those things, but Alma does a really good job. We basically have, you know, we're a multi-decade company, a global company as well. And most of our technologies are launched overseas before they actually ever make it over to the US. So we end up having a lot of studies, a lot of data to show the efficacy of our devices. How we come up with our technologies that are non-Me Too devices, because everybody has RF microneedling, everybody has hair removal platform devices, right? So we have focus groups every year, and those are with our global corporate, our research and development. And these meetings are intended to just learn what our doctors, physicians, med spas owners seeing in the marketplace? What trends are happening? What technologies would they like to see in the marketplace? And through these meetings, we get a lot of data that helps us come up with new technologies. That's what I love about Alma. We're known for first to market technologies. These technologies differentiate you and your med spa from everybody else. So, since 2014, almost every year from there, we have launched something that's kind of a first to market technology. And like I said, they're launched overseas. So we have a lot of data studies that prove their efficacy, prove that they work very well for the users and give great treatments to the patients. I could go through the laundry list. We've launched a lot of first to market technologies. We were first with vaginal rejuvenation, urinary incontinence technology called our FemiLift. After that, we launched Beautifil, which is the world's first fat transfer technology. It's take fat from where you don't want it, such as your belly, your flanks, your bra fat, your legs, your arms. Now transfer it. It's your own organic fat with your own stem cell, with your own growth factors. Put that in your face, your hands, your cleavage, your butt, which is very popular these days. And you can actually get the volume you need in one sitting. And you're looking at like 8 years worth of filler that's last 8 years. So it's a great technology, first to market with this technology. There's really no one else out there that has created a device specifically for fat transfer. It's one of the fastest growing aesthetic markets. People are looking for organic solutions to filler. It will not affect your filler market. It will not affect your injectable reps market at all, because you're still going to have just as many patients coming in that just want filler. They don't want fat transfer. Great technology. It's been in the US for 4 years now. Phenomenal for your patients. The other technology that's amazing was our Opus. We launched that in February, right before COVID. Terrible time to launch a device. However, Alma saw a 20% growth that year during COVID because of our Opus technology. That device was created from a focus group about 7 years ago. They said, hey, CO2 is the gold standard. CO2 gives the best results, but as a physician, as a practice owner, we hate the hand holding. No one has 2 weeks social downtime for the treatment. So they were like, you need to come up with something that gives CO2-like results without the downtime. So our research and development, our engineers went to work with a whole bunch of dermatologists coming up with protocols. Took about 6 years to create. And it utilizes plasma, not plasma in the blood, but plasma energy, like the fourth state of matter. It's like lightning. And so basically with this technology, we get CO2-like results in a protocol of 3 treatments, coagulates and ablates the tissue. It's definitely a differentiator. No one else has this sort of plasma. There's plasma pins. This is different. You're never going to harm a patient. What I love is our practice owners, our physicians, they say, this is a device I'll never be sued on. I'm never going to hurt anybody. I'm not going to hypopigment anybody, not going to hyperpigment anybody. Works on all skin types all summer long. It doesn't matter if you have tan skin. It's a great technology to take 5 years off your face after 3 treatments. It's a long-term treatment. Skin tightening, nice tone and texture. We actually have studies that are showing how well it does on melasma because there's no thermal. It's a class 2 laser device, so it's very delegatable. So you can delegate it to your estheticians in most states. And great treatment. All you'll get from your customers, your patients, is before and afters that they're sending you. Look how good I look. Great technology. We just launched in January our TED, which stands for Transepidermal Delivery. That is the first to market hair restoration technology. We have top derms all over the country that are utilizing that technology, that are providing up to over 50% new hair volume that does not shed. So yeah, Alma's a great company, a research and development company, always coming up with new technologies to differentiate you.
Amazing. I love that. Okay, I want to break this down a little bit further. So I know you talked about Beautifil, Opus, and then Alma TED. So let's go back to Opus first, because that's a great one. that kind of replaces that traditional fractional or fully ablative laser, right? And really separate you from what other med spas are likely doing in your local market. And what is it about Opus that you really believe is the differentiator to really target that lax skin when you're looking for that skin tightening and that whole just anti-aging rejuvenation? What is the game changer when it comes to Opus?
So, like I said, we spent a lot of years in research and development on it. Plasma is a technology that's been in medical for a lot of years. Plasma is the most precise energy. You have control on your width and your depth. So with that device, we're getting both coagulation and ablation. You can treat every patient that walks through your door from 20 to 90 or older. So if those people have deep wrinkles, deep lines, you're going to treat more aggressively. It's a 15 to 20 minute treatment, depending on what areas. So it's very quick treatment. So you can, turn patients over much quicker than a lot of the other traditional treatments. It also works on all skin types, and you never have to shut it off during the summer. Most technologies you don't treat during the summer. So Opus does not recognize.
What about if I say, what about if a med's like, well, I have a plasma pen, right? How is this different than if I just have a plasma pen already?
So a plasma pen, is very time consuming and very subjective to the user. You have to be at an exact certain distance, and you're creating a lot of dots. It takes a lot of time. So I have one office that bought the plasma pen and had it for literally 30 days and bought our Opus because she was spending, an hour and a half to 2 hours just doing eyes. Now, the other thing with plasma pen you have to look at, there's certain countries that have banned it. You cannot use a plasma pen in Canada. Plasma pen can give great results, but you can also do some damage to somebody, and you will never damage anybody with an Opus. There's no eye protection needed. It's non-laser. So you can literally treat all the way up to the eyelash, right over the eyelid, and have no issues and get great results like you'd get with BLEF. So it's tightening that area around the eyes, the mouth, the neck.
What is the retail price that most med spas are charging for the Opus? And generally, I would guess that in a package of 3.
So the national average is anywhere between $1,200 to $1,500 per treatment. So in my territory, I cover 4 states. I'm not East Coast, West Coast. So my patients or my customers charge $1,200 per treatment. And my least busiest office is doing 60 per month. Patients love it. They get phenomenal results, and they refer all their friends and family for the treatment
without the crazy downtime of like CO2 or something really ablative or fractional.
Yeah. I mean, your downtime is some erythema and some edema. So that goes away like within 24 hours. You can wear makeup after 24 hours. You look like you have a nice sunburn for about 24 hours. And then after that, you can go back to your makeup protocol. A lot of patients get during lunch and go right back to work.
Awesome. And is there a consumable with Opus?
There is a consumable. So there's 2 different tips. There's the focus tip, which is going to be your coagulation. So necklace lines, acne scarring, crow's feet, those areas you're going to want that coagulation. And then there's the glide roll. That is a non-consumable, by the way. You get an ultrasonic cleaner. It takes about 30 minutes to sterilize those tips. You get 2 of those. The glide roller is a $100 tip. It's a one-use tip, and which is very comparable to like microneedling or RF microneedling or Fraxel, very similar. But a great
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I was going to say, I mean, still well over a 90% return on investment with that consumable. Right. So very realistic. Yep. Awesome. Okay. Let's transition into Beautiful. I'm dying to try Opus into Beautiful. Tell us more about that and who's qualified to be able to do this treatment.
Sure. So Beautiful is a technology that literally has been in existence for about 7 years because it, of course, started overseas. Overseas, it's called LipoFlow. In the US, it's called Beautifil. And the reason why we came up with that, just like the Opus, is our focus groups that, the doctors were saying fat transfer is a fast growing segment in the aesthetic market. People are looking for minimally invasive ways to get rid of unwanted fat, right? But they're also looking for organic filler, long-term filler. So you have plastic surgeons who do this sort of operation. They have a Frankenstein, process. There's 3 or 4 different technologies to create this fat to where they can harvest it, and then it did. But if you ask anybody what their viability of fat is, it's always inconsistent. So Alma went to work on wanting to create a technology that could be done in office. The patient is actually awake. I've watched 7 cases myself. The patient is talking, watching Netflix, listening to music, listening to a book on tape, why they basically are harvesting fat. What makes it special is that it uses a certain wavelength laser that does all the work for you. Not like your traditional lipo doctor. They're like, oh my gosh, it's such a workout. This is literally like playing a violin. We designed it to be very safe. It uses a Mercedes blunt tip cannula with a 1470 wavelength laser that's a 360 radial emission that literally destroys the water around the fat cell and pulls in consistent sized globules of fat that now you can transfer to the face. Most people who get filler will get 1 to 2 syringes. They want more because they need more, right? But with this, you can now go, hey, let's add 27 cc's, let's add 30 cc's and get the volume you want, and it's long term. And it's the viability of fat is 96%, 96.7%, which is higher than anything out there on the market. In the face and the hands, you don't need to overfill. The blood supply goes to those areas, and it's long-term filler. So it's easy to sit down with your patients and go, hey, you're getting 2 syringes every year. We can do it all in one treatment, and they save a ton of money. And it's their own
That's
fat.
awesome. Well, what is the average? If you're saying that you have your technology really optimizes the entire really fat transfer process. If you're at 96% on average, what are you seeing other processes and procedures? What does their percentage generally look like, just to get an idea of like how much better and different it is?
Sure. So it's anywhere. It could be 50% viability. It could be 90% viability, but it's never consistent. And that's what's great about the Beautifil, is that it's a one-step process, closed loop, autologous fat transfer device. That's what it's intended for. So you get the benefit of getting unwanted fat taken out. The average patient probably does anywhere between 100 cc's of fat to a couple liters of fat. So you can definitely get that swimsuit body, those nice, 6-pack. Basically, you still got to have a healthy lifestyle, to maintain it. But it's amazing. I mean, I've seen everything from legs, arms, belly, bra fat, and flanks. And I've seen transfers to breast for the cleavage. We have plastic surgeons who do all their breast augmentations with a layer of Beautifil fat transfer. But for the med spas that I have in my territory, they're going to town, taking fat out, putting it where they want it, and the patients are very happy. In the nation, there's certain states that allow a nurse practitioner to do the treatment. I have 12 nurse practitioners doing the treatment in my 4-state territory, doing very well. In some states, you have to be an MP or a medical doctor. So it just depends on the state.
Right. Okay. So you just need to, check your local or your state regulations on that. But I think the Beautifil is really appealing. I'm like dying to try it for my hip dips for sure. And what's interesting too is because there are a lot of med spas, plastic surgeons, derm offices doing fat transfers, and the results are pretty that I've seen been inconsistent when they're lacking the proper technology and procedure protocols. And so I really see the difference in the technology that you guys have created with Beautifil that makes it a win-win for both the med spa and the amount of time that it takes and ultimately the best results for the patient. So if you're currently doing fat transfer or you're interested in learning more about fat transfer, I definitely recommend you guys check out, do your due diligence on Beautiful, because I think that you would be really impressed with the technology. And I know, John, you had another technology with the Alma TED that I would love for you to touch on real quick as we're coming kind of close to our end of time together today. But a lot of med spas are also checking out the TED. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so TED is pretty exciting. I'm a big skeptic. Anytime we come out with a new technology, I'm like, I got to see it to believe it. So we launched that in January. Dr. Lady Di, who's one of the top dermatologists in the country in Chicago, she has been doing hair restoration for over 10 years. She does every kind of imaginable hair restoration. She has anything like it on the market. So there's, you can do PRP, you can do pharmaceutical prescriptions, you can do RF microneedling. There's a whole bunch of things out there. I mean, it's a humongous market. We have a lot of people that are having hair loss. 30% of the hair loss market is women. Women don't have a lot of choices for what they can do. They can't go get a hair transplant. They could, but most women don't want to give up 6 months of their life being bald and having like a Velcro strap over the top of their head for a while. So there's not really been anything that's completely efficacious out there. So again, Alma worked many years on both a technology as well as what is going to be the medium that helps hair restoration. So we worked with the largest pharmaceutical company. It's a growth factor pharmaceutical. They've been doing pharmaceutical or growth factor since 1989. All the dermatologists we were working with said to use that company. We did. We partnered with them. So we have a serum that has 34 growth factors, peptides, has all the growth factors that are great for hair growth, for hair anchoring, because almost every treatment you'll get, you have hair shedding. If you already have a propensity to lose hair and now you have shedding, you're like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. I have hair shedding. With our technology, you have zero hair shedding. One of our physicians that did a study for us, they did 500 patients. There was a whole bunch of columns of data: average hair growth, average hair thickness growth, patient satisfaction, and hair shedding. There's a few other columns, but zero hair shedding on 500 patients. Average hair volume was 50%. Average hair thickness was 33%. And patient satisfaction was 98% out of 500 patients. That's just unheard of with any kind of technology. So you see hair growth within 2 weeks. It's a 3-treatment protocol, 1 month apart. And there's no harm in doing a 4th and a 5th. If you're getting such great results, you want to keep the process going, keep it going. It's a class 1 laser device, so anybody in the office can actually do the treatment. It takes 15 minutes to do the head of hair, and it utilizes acoustic wave technology as well as air pressure that gets past that stratum corneum. That is a very difficult area to penetrate. So we've done side-by-side studies showing injections on one side of the scalp and then our process on the other side. We have 184% more absorption with our technology. And since it's been out for 6 months, I have quite a few customers that are utilizing it. We have top derms in the nation that are utilizing the technology. There's nothing on the market like it. And I'm sure everybody that's on this call or that will hear this, they know probably 3 out of 5 of their patients have some kind of hair loss issue and would like to have a treatment.
Yeah. What I love about TED is non-invasive, non-traumatic, right? But yet very, very effective. We had a client that we did hair grafting campaign, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's brutal. The downtime is brutal for these patients. And if you know someone that has suffered from, hair loss and, how that psychologically impacts their life, that they are oftentimes really looking for a solution, but don't want to have to completely, go in hiding or like you said, where that well, I don't even know if you can wear a cap, right? Because that might impede the results. But I love that doesn't have the traumatic side effects and really delivering great results. I encourage you guys to check that out. So, okay. So John, if a person is interested and, learning more about the different technologies that we talked about today, and even experiencing those devices firsthand for themselves, what are some different opportunities that Alma provides to be able to, to demo, to learn, and talk with other med spas utilizing Alma services?
Good question. So Alma puts on 22 different events per year. So every region around the country is doing what's called a Business of Beauty conference. It's a great way for you to come in, get a treatment, get a demo, literally talk peer-to-peer with other users that have the technology. We also do demo days at a lot of our partnership practices. So pretty much there's an opportunity that we can work out for anybody to see, touch, and feel the technology. We also can do reference calls peer-to-peer where they can actually chat with somebody that's in their space to learn more about it as well, hear how it's worked for their practice, what kind of results they're getting. But yeah, the Business of Beauty conferences are amazing because not only will you be able to see, touch, and feel the devices, you'll walk away with so much added value because there's marketing, there's peer-to-peer validation, there's so many different areas you can grow in your practice through these events, but we will make it happen. If that's something you have to do is see, touch, and feel it, we'll make that happen.
Awesome. Well, I want to go ahead and open up the floor to see if there's any questions. We talked about, Opus, the fractional plasma device, Beautifil, really the first laser-based fat transfer technology in the market, Alma TED with the hair restoration. So, but really any kind of device question that you would like to ask, John is here. I know Kim, hey Kim, you have the Clear Lift, you have an Alma device. Do you love your Alma device, Kim?
Yeah, we actually have the Opus Plasma and the Beautifil. So we are having such a good time using these devices and helping people. The Opus is amazing because, again, like John mentioned, we can use it year round. We don't have to worry about skin types. There's 0 to very little hand holding with the Opus after treatment because they're able to take care of themselves easily without concern. They're very happy about the results. We always do a package of 3, and they're getting skin tightening around the jowls is a great place to do it. Tighten up around the eyes. We do the entire face, but you'll really see that skin tightening. The other thing that the Opus helps with is the texture of the skin. It helps so much if you have the orange peel look, and it smooths that skin out so your makeup looks so much better. So it's fun because we treat not only people that are my age, that we're trying to minimize aging, but we also get to treat some of the younger girls that are just trying to take care of their skin. I've also been so excited with the Opus with the scar treatments as well as acne, the acne pitting. That's the only device I personally have been able to see a real great difference, something that is noticeable and that the patient can see and they're so happy about. The Beautifil is a game changer. I work in an office where there's a nurse practitioner. She and I do it together. I'm her assistant and she's doing the liposuction as well as the fat transfer. It's fun because our patients are getting rid of those areas of fat that are typically difficult to get rid of with diet and exercise. And then we're putting them in places that we all wish we had them. The hands, the face, the cleavage, the hip dips. So
yes.
very, very successful for us. We hardly had to try to make it succeed.
Yeah, awesome. Well, and Kimmy, we have 2 Kims on here, so I forgot that you have open. It's okay. No, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you spoke up. I forgot that you have the Opus in Beautiful. So that's awesome. And then Kim out of Aesthetica, she has the Clear Lift, and I know that she loves it because we have been the last couple of years we've worked together, we've driven a ton of new patients off of Clear Lift. It's a great low, like I was sharing earlier, low barrier of entry. But the Opus and Beautiful, it's like that next level, right? When you're looking for that transformational result, that differentiator in the marketplace, it's going to separate you, really build your credibility and expertise in the marketplace. Super, super powerful. So
yeah,
awesome.
And it's the highest ROI device that you'll be able to purchase. You'll make a lot of people buy the Beautiful just to cover all their other laser payments.
What? Yeah, we got some like mouths open, right? Show me the money. Show me the money. Juliana, you'll have to put a Tom Cruise meme on that one right there. But awesome. Well, John, thanks so much for joining us. And we're going to link up your information below. So if you would like to learn more about amazing first to market technologies and really how you can experience them for yourself firsthand and really try to find the next Business of Beauty conference or Alma Advantage demo dates for you to experience it yourself, just DM John. Of course, you can go to the Alma website and query there, but John really has been doing this for a really long time. He is a wealth of information. And again, such a trusted advisor because he always puts the client first, always puts the med spa first above anything else. So you are in good hands there. So John, thank you so much for joining us and everyone for joining us live here today. And we'll catch you next week. Thank you.
It was a pleasure to be on.